All right. Hello, everyone. This is a Kubernetes release team 124 meeting. This is week 11, Monday, the 21st of March, 2022. I am your host, James Laverack. I am the release lead for this release. For those of you attending live, please add yourself to the attendees list if you have not done so already. And please remember that as with all of our meetings, this meeting is covered by the Kubernetes CNCF contributor code of conduct, and please refer to that for all your interactions here with us today. I am going to go straight into updates with Grace, as I see that we have a red update. How are we doing?
Yeah, we are not doing very well. So half of our stuff is tracked, and I would say, like, honestly, truly, I'd say a handful is actually tracked. We've not been able to gone through all of them yet, and my goal is to have the team go through them by the end of tomorrow. But yeah, very small number of them are tracked, and we are 8 days away from the code freeze, and that makes me nervous.
Yeah, that makes me nervous too. Cool. Okay, well, I guess let us know if you need any help. So I know Xander, I'm going to volunteer him here, is an ex-release lead, and I am also ex-release lead. So I would be happy to come along and help if you need just extra people to look at things. So please do not suffer alone.
Yes. So beside like the reaching out part, I'm not sure what else to do to like bump people on it. Like, did you reach out to the SIGs for code freeze? Because we did that for enhancement freeze, but I'm not sure about code freeze.
I think for me at least, like my philosophy on it was like, they are the enhancement owners, and they have to. It is on them at a certain point to get things in before code freeze, and the thing that we can do is just communicate with them on the issue as much as possible. But James may have a different viewpoint on it, but that is kind of what I saw. Like, if we've given them ample notice multiple times, like, that's really what we can do at a certain point.
In general, yeah, I'd agree. Ultimately, all we can do is chase people. We do need to send a notification of code freeze approaching. I can't remember, Grace, if you do that or I do that. I'll look it up in a minute after the meeting, and we'll send that out basically. We can just send that out today or tomorrow as a 1 week off kind of thing. Yeah, in general, all we can do is just remind people of the dates, and if they don't make it, they don't make it, and some won't. I don't think there's ever been a release that I've ever seen where everything has made code freezes. Some stuff will just miss it.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, thank you, Grace. Thank you for keeping an eye on all of that. As I say, do reach out if you need any help, and I'll ping you again tomorrow, and we can talk then to see how it's going.
Before we move on, can I ask about the Docker shim enhancement status on as per
red?
That is currently red.
Ready to go for code freeze.
I thought they already merged, like in January. Or did they not? Sorry, this is the actual removal from all of the implementation of the removal, right?
Yeah, so I didn't see anything linked on there that is merged, and so my conclusion there is just tell them that I don't see anything like for KK for code freeze, and you are at risk.
Okay. We'll catch up on that offline. I'm pretty sure they merged in January, and the code side of that has been done. But we'll check on that, because that would be the big thing. Because like, to me, that's a release blocker. Like, yeah. I wouldn't release without it, because we can't effectively.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to. Thanks for the update on that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for the update. All right. Anyone have any further questions for enhancements? Nope. All right, thank you so much, Grace. Moving on to CI Signal. Also
Hello,
red.
everybody. So our status is also red. We reported the last, I think, 2 times that we have currently a blocking issue or a blocking failure in master blocking. So this is, yeah, it's under discussion. So there's a thread which are also linked here. So I have good hopes that we can fix it, or that we maybe have to push it for like 1 day or so. But maybe if Navarun, no, he's not on the call, but maybe he can elaborate if this failure persists until tomorrow, if we push the release cut or not. But it's marked as a release blocking issue, so I guess we have to wait. Yeah, that's it. Besides that, everything is looking okay, but this one failing. So
okay, we'll keep an eye on that. We can message Navarun and go from there and see what his feeling on it is. Okay,
sounds good.
Thank you so much. Any questions for CI Signal from anyone? No. Okay, moving on. Bug triage.
Hey, hi. Status is looking green, but trending yellow because we have now 3 blocking issues. The first one is about the Go GC parameters, and I have messaged Stephen, who was the issue creator, to check if there are more PRs necessary to get the issue closed. I don't know what remains right now, so I'm tracking. I've asked the question 2 times already last week. So if I don't hear anything, let's say in 1 or 2 more days, I'll engage JMSU to chase it. So that's that. The second one is I think that's the issue Leonard mentioned. It's a test failure. It popped up yesterday on my radar. So I don't know yet what to do about it. I have to read through it, but I think Leonard is already tracking it. The third one is the Docker ship removal docs work. There's no action needed here. It's a tracking issue, so no trouble there. On top of this, since we are about like 7-8 days towards code freeze, I've asked all the shadows to go track their issues and PRs and start sending reminder messages that, hey, we are approaching, what's the status of this issue and the PR, and should it be here, should we bump to milestone 125? So I've sent a few yesterday evening for my time, and I'll be tracking that they're sent for all of the ones, bug tragic tracking.
Okay, all right.
That's all.
Okay, thank you for the update. Yeah, if you can't get any answer out of Stephen and Lovers with this first issue, just let me know and I'll start chasing it and shouting at him until he uses something. All right, thank you. Any questions for Bug Triage? No, okay, well, thank you so much. Docs, Nate.
Hello. I've decided to downgrade us from green to yellow this week, just because we've got still about half of the PRs that we are tracking with no activity. So we've got a few more with draft PRs and ready for review now. But we're still, I'm still concerned that with a week to go, or 8 days to go before code freeze, and then 2 days later, we've got the docs deadline. The docs are in an okay spot. I don't think there's anything blocking at this point from the doc side, but I am cautious and concerned a touch. On the Docker shim docs removal side, there's been movement. There's still a couple of issues that are unassigned, but for the most part, things are assigned or in flight. We got about half of the issues in flight and half that are got no PR associated yet. So that's still ongoing work. Any questions for docs?
No.
No.
All right. well, thank you, Nate. All right. Sounds like we'll be moving on to release notes. Do we have anyone from release notes here? No, doesn't seem to be, and there's no particular update given here.
Give a good quick update.
Sure.
Yeah, nothing much. We're green. I think the folks are starting to gather the major themes. So I'm going to check with Lucas, which is the lead, that I think it's time to create that discussion work item with the Kubernetes 124 major themes. So if people to start like gathering folks, what are the major things, including Docker Shim and the other ones, but so we don't miss any other major themes.
Great. Yeah, that'll help us on the comm side as well for figuring out the release blog post.
Yep. I'll go ahead and create that and then share it so people can start putting that info.
Cool. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Any questions for release notes? No, in which case, thank you so much for the update. Mickey, comms.
So continuing on with the theme of everything getting a little bit worse, we're also yellow. Essentially, you know, as discussed for the enhancements portion, we rely, and I think Sandy made a great point, we rely on other folks to like opt in to the release blog process. And taking a look at the list, I think we had one from SIG cluster lifecycle, one from another SIG that escapes me, and then 11 from storage. And aside from that, we had no other submissions for release blog posts. So we knuckled down and as a group reached out to every single one of the SIGs with an enhancement in this release. And also gave them, I even pulled through the enhancement list and posted each potential opportunity as a bullet point. And then had my team follow up today and then also towards the end of last week. And so I think we're doing full court press right now as far as reminding people that Wednesday is supposed to be the release blog freeze. Given how soon that date is coming, I'm debating whether or not we want to maybe extend it by a week, because I don't want to go to release without any release blogs or having, you know, 90% of them come from one SIG. So I was actually curious, you know, James, what are your thoughts on trying to give them a longer deadline?
I mean, my feeling is that that deadline is really there for your benefit.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem giving them an extra week because these are just replaceholder PRs anyway. And if giving them more time gives us more content to go to market with when this releases, then I think it's worth it.
Okay.
So I don't know what we need to do. I mean, do I PR in a change about what date we're moving things to? Or do
yeah. It might be good to talk to. It was Jesse ran comms last time, didn't he?
Karen did. I can message. I mean, Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse is the one before. I can message Karen.
Yeah.
And Jesse.
Yeah. Message Jesse, see what he thinks.
Okay.
Just because he has more experience with the role that I do, or Karen as well. I only mentioned Jesse because I know he's currently on the team.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to make sure there's no subtleties there I'm missing, but my as I say, my feeling is that it's for your benefit. So if you want to move it, that's probably fine.
Okay. Sounds good. And then the other update on my end is we are tracking the removals and deprecations blog to release on March 31st. That one, that's 10 days away now. I have more confidence in, and that's in part because we're just driving it ourselves. I'm writing it with the help of some folks on the team. So my hope is to get that finalized the next day or so, and then shoot it out to folks like Tim Bannister for review and whomever else wants to take another look at it.
Perfect. Yeah, when you come to review it, I'd love to take a look as well.
Yep, absolutely. That's it from our end.
All right, thank you so much. Any further questions for comms from anyone? No. All right, well, thank you so much, Mickey. Moving on with release branch management, I think as discussed, I don't think Navarun is here. I don't think Jim is here either. I know they have a branch cut this week. I don't have any particular update I've heard from them, so we'll move on. Joseph couldn't make it. He did ask me to remind people to put stuff in for the retro doc. Because our retro is this Wednesday, I believe, just after, I want to say, the main meeting is our retrospective. Maybe just before or just after. You have to double check. So if anyone has anything they would like to bring up or discuss about how the team is run, that would be very useful. That would be great. Moving on to me, I don't have any particular update to give at this time. We've definitely passed the quieter bit in the middle of the release, and now we are at the everything is on fire now bit at the end of the release. We are just shy of a month to go. So this is when things get really fun. That's my update. So yeah, but it will be fine. I think things always turn a little bit red at this stage of the release, and things will usually work it out. So in general, I have pretty good confidence in how we're going along. So don't panic. Any questions for me, or questions if you want me to go on to Joseph?
I have a question in general about the changes getting merged after code freeze. So do we allow the caps to still merge changes after code freeze, or would it need extension?
In general, no, they would require an exception to merge. If an enhancement owner still wants it, well, they don't have to merge. What they have to do is get approval on their PR. So it needs to have a slash approve and slash looks good to me on it, and no further changes required. Typically from whoever needs to review it. So if it's an API change, it has to be one of the API reviewers, etc., etc. This is because Prow will sometimes need a couple of days to merge stuff, because it's got this whole like batch merging system that it does that I don't fully understand. That it's very clever, and very complicated. But it can take a couple of days to merge otherwise good things, and it gets very busy around code freeze because everyone's trying to merge at the same time. So it having merged, not necessarily, but it needs to be approved. If they haven't met that bar, then yeah, they would need an exception, or they can wait until the next release, until code 4, just after we release, which will be sometime in kind of April 20th, April 21st, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
The exception, of course, is bug fixes. Bug fixes don't go through the enhancements process. They're different. They won't need the same thing. All right. Any further questions? No. All right. I have no particular update from SIG scalability, so I presume things are going okay. So yeah. Did anyone else have any further items before I end the recording? No. All right. I am going to stop the recording.